Today we're going to have a look at how we can utilise the map view feature in order to complement our research and analysis of a market area and complement the use of the dashboard. So to get there, we're just going to short-term rental data, and then instead of looking at the dashboard, we're going to go into map view, which will load up a map. As you can see, it'll have all the polygon locations as well as the current location that you have highlighted, which in this case is the city centre. First, we'll look at just how we can manoeuvre around the map view and select different locations. So if you want to select another location, you can just click into that polygon. And this one is the surrounding areas of Glasgow. And then if you want to change the location type or the map type, we can come down to this filter down at the bottom, and you can see here by pressing satellite, you can zoom in and look at the satellite view. And you can also do a hybrid, which gives you the road names on top of the satellite to get a better understanding of where locations are. We'll switch back to road map, and then you can also look at larger locations by clicking this button here, which will let you select some of the larger locations, but we always suggest that you use the smaller locations. So going back to the city centre, so now looking at this area and how we can analyse Glasgow city centre, if we want to look at properties that are just entire homes, and say we want to look at 2-bed properties, we can filter this down over on the left hand side, and then we can update our active listings. Okay, so now on the map, you can also just minimise this over here, and also this red dot means there's active filters being applied to the current view. So now we can see all of the 2-bed properties that are in the map view, and then we can come across to the right hand side, which will tell us a bit more information about how those properties are performing and where there might be some opportunities in the market. So we can see the majority of properties by far are priced between £100 and £150 per night. We can see the occupancy. The majority of properties are sitting between 60 and 80% occupancy for the last 12 months. We can also look at the revenue breakdown. The active days, so you can see the majority of properties are full-time Airbnbs, which are available for more than 326 days. Number of bedrooms, obviously we've just filtered down to 2 bedrooms, which is why that's all that's available. Total accommodation, again, you can see the majority can accommodate between 4 and 5, and some 2-bed properties accommodating between 5 and 6, and even 9, and even 7 and 8. 9 properties may be able to accommodate between 7 and 8. You can also to understand the reviews and also the average rating. So how we can take this a step further is we can turn it into a more interactive with the map. So we can press these wee colour pickers on the right hand side, which will then change the size of the icons depending on where those properties sit amongst the chart. So for example, let's use occupancy. So we can now see these properties have all changed size depending on their size of occupancy. So the smaller the property, the lower the occupancy, the bigger, the wider the property icon, the more occupancy that property is achieving. And the same can be done for all of these charts, including revenue. So you can very quickly see where your higher revenue properties are. We're a bit zoomed out, but if you zoom in slightly further, you can get a bit more context. And you can start to see where the high revenue properties are lying, and the same can be done for ADR as well as active days, average rating, etc. So that was a quick tour on how we can utilise the map view in order to understand different property dynamics, quickly filter down and see where the properties are achieving the most rental, where the property counts are in terms of revenue, occupancy, ADR and active days, to get a better understanding of You just don't want to look at a property area where there's 3 or 4 properties achieving the revenue you're expecting. So this will give you a better understanding of where the whole market sits and where you want to end up within that market, and if that's achievable or not achievable.